Well, I remember yesterday telling you that there are two journalists. I'm really waiting to see to it that whether this story of Mason Mount to Manchester United is really true. And guess what? David Austin has come out and really given us an update about Mason Mount to Manchester United. And what has gone ahead to really surprise me is that Mason Mount has gone ahead to choose United over Arsenal and Liverpool. Good morning, the viewers of United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. So Fabrizio Romano has something to say about Mason Mount. We are having Jacob Steinberg has something to say. The Times are also having lots of things about Mason Mount to Manchester United. That has confirmed to me that the interest is really concrete, and we are going to dive into that. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're only watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rock and David is my name. Harry Maguire, I think it's end of days for him at Old Trafford, and the story has been put out by Chris Wilder, a football writer for the Daily Mail, that Harry Maguire is set to leave Manchester United. Even the national team manager of England has gone ahead and reacted to his lack of playing time at Manchester United. And lastly, we are going to discuss what Ten Hag said when he was asked on whether United are really ahead of schedule. So don't forget to subscribe. We want to hit 13,000 subscribers before the end of this month, and I think you guys are really going to make it happen, because every time we've called in for you guys to come in through and obviously hit the black button that has the word subscribe and then hit the notification bell, you've not let us down. You've kept us going and continue keeping us going, obviously with the Lord leading the way. Let's go, eyes. David Austin said the following, that Mason Mount leaning towards joining Manchester United if Chelsea agree to sell. Talks expected between the clubs in due course. Other sides who have been pursuing the 24-year-old England international are aware of his preference. Now, what does that mean? It means Mason Mount has gone ahead to choose Manchester United over Liverpool and Arsenal. Liverpool were the first team to be linked to Mason Mount, and it was said the manager of Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp, is an admirer of this player. Then Arsenal came into the mix secondly, and surprisingly, the team that was linked to the player lastly, that is Manchester United, has gone ahead to win the heart of Mason Mount. And this takes me back to what Ten Hag said like 2 weeks ago, that when I came in here at Manchester United, firstly, players never wanted to come to Manchester United because the club was in a total mess. But with our performances and our achievements this season, quality players, world-class players are really convinced to come to Manchester United. I think last season, if Mason Mount was told on Manchester United, Liverpool and Chelsea, where are you going? He would have said, I'm going to Arsenal or Liverpool. That's it. But this shows you how much Erik ten Hag has gone ahead to transform this club of Manchester United to the levels that most of us really thought he was going to go and really take us there. And we believe that he still has more left in his tank to take United back where it was, where Sir Alex Ferguson really left it in 2013. So Mason Mount has decided to join Manchester United. If at all the two clubs really sit down and negotiate a deal on the player of Mason Mount will become a Manchester United player next season. Now, David Austin has gone ahead and really told us that a number of hurdles still must be cleared in relation to the deal of Mason Mount. United are also prioritizing the signing of a striker, and there remains a lack of clarity over their ownership. This has become a song, by the way. Things concerning the ownership, we all know that it's really going to lag on, for us to really make decisions on which players to sign and which players to bring on, because the ownership model of Manchester United has not gotten clarity from the Glazers. Amid these reports coming in from the Independent that we expect the Glazers to announce the preferred bidder by Friday, we are not certain of what their stance is, and they can find themselves getting an extension of really announcing the preferred bidder of the club of Manchester United. So let's wait and see how that is going to pan out. But as things stand, it looks like everything is really in the hands of the Glazers on the decisions they are going to make. When you look at the amount of money that is really available to buy players, £100 million, Ten Hag wants to use it to first bring in a centre forward. That's it. Then later, Ten Hag wants to go on and really sign in Kim Min-jae, then bring in a midfielder, 1 or 2, according to the available finances. If you're to sum up the amount of money that Ten Hag really needs, £100 million for a striker, £50 million for Kim Min-jae, that is £150 million, plus £100 million for 2 midfielders, that is £250 million. Only 100 is really available, and the players that we expect to sell this season are Dean Henderson at £30 million, Scott McTominay at £30 million, that is £60 million, Harry Maguire at £40 million, that is £100 million, Eric Bay and Alex Telles both can raise £10 million, taking us to £110 million. So it shows you that there is a deficit of like £30 million. Even if you are to sell 4 players to raise £100 million, where are the 100 going to come in from? Because the midfielders that Erik ten Hag really wants are really expensive, unless otherwise he's telling us that he's going to get in Mason Mount for £50 million and Adrian Yabiro on a free, then Kim Min-jae on 50, that is 100, a striker 100, that is £200 million spending spree, where he's going to see himself getting in 4 players. Will he go in for Sabitzer? As I told you yesterday, there is a story linking Sabitzer to Manchester United. That interest is there, but the takeover process has delayed discussions between United and Bayern Munich. So it shows you that Ten Hag might go in for more 5 players. That confirms to us what Ralf Rangnick told us, that United needs what we call an open heart surgery. Close to 8 to 10 players were needed, and Erik ten Hag has just gotten in 5 on a permanent deal, and he might go in for more 5 into the January transfer window. What has the Time Sport have to say about this deal of Mason Mount to Manchester United? The Times have told us that an early offer from Manchester United for Mason Mount is to be expected. Chelsea are anticipating offers for the midfielder soon. Chelsea are thought to want over £70 million for Mason Mount. However, some interested parties believe the cost will be around £47.5 million. And I think they're going to get that. I think they're not going to get the £70 million. That's it, because Mason Mount is not all that player that excites a lot. That's it. He's not an exciting player, but he's a player that has gone ahead to really put in performances that have seen him named Chelsea Player of the Year when they won the Champions League in the season of 2021-2022. That's it. And that is the previous season. It was the season of 2020-2021 when they won the Champions League. Mason Mount went ahead to put in performances that were really good. And when you look at him this season, injuries have been part of his career, something that we're not going to talk about a lot. But this season, he has been kept out by very many injuries. And he has gone ahead to play 9 Champions League games, 0 goals. Premier League, 24 games, 3 goals, 2 assists. That is Mason Mount for you. But last season, in the season of 2021-2022, Mason Mount played 32 Premier League games and scored 11 goals in the Premier League, and he had 10 assists. So, when you hear a player who can really bring in 10 assists at Manchester United, I think that's what Ten Hag is really reliant on, because he knows that creativity is really lacking that midfield of Manchester United, and we need more creative players to be brought in the club of Manchester United. But the price of £70 million is really laughable, coming in from Chelsea and wanting £70 million from Mason Mount. But United is expected to really make its bid soon. But I think the first bid is going to go onto the centre forward. But I think they're trying to relate Mason Mount to Harry Kane, a relation that doesn't make sense because Harry Kane has been scoring 20 goals per season for the last 6 or 7 seasons and is a world-class player. Mason Mount is nowhere near even a top-class player, so I don't find him in that class of really costing £70 million. Then Jacob Steinberg is a football reporter for The Guardian, has gone ahead and told us that sources believe that Mason Mount is ready to leave Chelsea, with Erik ten Hag liking his versatility and athletic ability in the midfield. It's thought that they will want at least £60 million for him. So people are reporting different figures. Others are saying 75, 60. So it shows you that Chelsea is staggering between 60 and £75 million, but no one is going to go ahead and really offer that amount of money to that Chelsea team. However much they really like the player doesn't want to stay, and I think it's a chance for them to sell him, because if they don't really sell him this season, Mason Mount is left with 1 year on his contract. What does that mean? He will find himself in a position of really going somewhere else where he is needed, according to what we are getting from the board of Mason Mount. And as we close the Mason Mount chapter here onto the United Matters channel, Fabrizio Romano has also gone ahead and told us that a decision will be made on Mason Mount's future in June. Chelsea want clarity soon. A new deal is unlikely. So Mason Mount is sold on a move to Manchester United. You know, even Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead to confirm to us that it's really something that Manchester United have always gone ahead to do, and clarity is needed by Chelsea. The future will be decided in June. The deal is unlikely. That's it. So let's wait and see what's going to happen when Pochettino is really named as the permanent manager of Chelsea. We know everything has been done and dusted. Contracts have been signed, but Chelsea look like they want to unveil this as the big news after their horrendous season they've held at Stamford Bridge. That is it. So let's leave Mason Mount at that, and let's go to Harry Maguire. And it's Chris Wilder, the football writer for the Daily Mail, has confirmed to us that Harry Maguire is set to leave the club of Manchester United. There are question marks over the future of Anton Martial, Diego Dallo, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Fred, Scott McTominay, Donny van de Beek, Anthony Elanga, and Brandon Williams. That is what Chris Wilder is really telling us about this. But let's focus so much on Harry Maguire because he has gone ahead known to start in very many games of Manchester United. I think it last started when we were playing Sevilla, you know. But ever since Luke Shaw returned, Luke Shaw was played in the central defense with Victor Lindelof. And when Varane returned, Harry Maguire has found himself on the bench for very many games. I think it's now coming to 8 games, and he's not getting a starting spot into the squad or the starting 11 of Manchester United. So Harry Maguire looks like has gone ahead to make up his mind that I should leave the club of Manchester United because no more playing time is going to get. Ten Hag has no signals that Harry Maguire is going to get back into the starting 11 of Manchester United. Why? He's even looking in for Kim Min-jae to come in at Manchester United. That's a huge confirmation that Harry Maguire is not having a spot into the Manchester United starting 11. And out of the defenders that are all available, no one is going to stay. And as it stands right now, Harry Maguire is a 5th choice centre-back for Manchester United behind Varane, Lisandro Martinez, Lindelof, Luke Shaw. And when Kim Min-jae comes in through, that means it's going to be a 6th choice centre-back, ruling him out in the starting 11 of Manchester United. And I think he's set to leave the club of Manchester United. The beauty of this is that teams like Spurs are interested in the player and they're willing to value him at £40 million. Spurs is willing to sell Harry Kane to Manchester United and then get in Harry Maguire at a price of £40 million, and they pocket some £60 million for Harry Kane. It's not only Spurs that are interested in Harry Maguire, but even West Ham is interested in signing Harry Maguire. And I think the Harry Maguire transfer to West Ham is going to be boosted a lot if at all West Ham wins the UEFA Conference League. That means they'll be playing the UEFA Europa League, meaning that they'll be needing a player of his experience. But as Harry Maguire is struggling for playing time at Manchester United, Gareth Southgate, the manager of England, has been asked about why he included Harry Maguire into his squad that is going to play against Malta and Moldova in the Euro qualifiers of 2024. And this is what he had to say about Harry Maguire's limited playing time at Manchester United. He said, it's not a situation that we can go on forever. It's like Calvin Phillips. They're important players for us. Now, this is a confirmation to you that this manager picks players on favoritism. When you look at the French national team manager, Deschamps, he has gone ahead to drop very many players because they're not getting ample playing time at their team, at their respective clubs. But this manager of England has gone ahead to really cost England very many trophies. Trust me, England would have gone ahead to win the Euros comfortably, not even to go in penalties to lose to Italy. Even in the World Cup, England had all what it takes, all the talent to take them to the final of the World Cup. But they found themselves in a situation of really having a very poor manager, and that's why he's still getting players like Harry Maguire into his squad, yet they are not getting ample playing time at the club of Manchester United. Yet a player like Ben White is not being considered yet as being one of the best right backs in the league. It shows you that favoritism leads his choice of players that he brings in his squad. And lastly, Erik ten Hag has been asked about whether United is ahead of schedule. He said, first, we have to win the game today against Chelsea and get the job done. Then it's about judgment from others, if it's a good, bad, or normal performance. And I think the fact is, Ten Hag never wanted to blow his trumpet, but I think every United fan outside there knows exactly how we are ahead of schedule, because few pundits put us into the top 4. I think the only pundit that I saw put United into the top 4 was Gary Neville. That's it. But very many people never came out and really put us into the top 4. That's it. So the fact is, we are ahead of schedule. Ten Hag is a man who doesn't want to blow his own trumpet, and he doesn't want to cross the bridge before he reaches it. Reason being, he might make his players comfortable, yet he knows that we are left with 3 games. All of the 3 games are very, very important. Why are they very important? We win against Chelsea today, we go into the Champions League. We win against Fulham on Sunday, we finish 3rd. And you know what it means when you finish 3rd? That means more money. We might bargain close to £400 million this season from the Premier League. Then we have a chance to stop the treble of Man City, and we have to beat them if we are to deny them a treble, because the Premier League is already into their locker. They are going to play into the Champions League. They are playing Inter Milan, a team that you expect not to really put a lot of threats at City. So it's all in our hands to come in through and obviously get City where they are supposed to be. So guys, your thoughts on Mason Mount choosing United over Arsenal and Liverpool are welcome in the comment section below. Tell us your thoughts again about Harry Maguire set to leave Manchester United, and do you think United is ahead of schedule under Erik ten Hag? Yes or no into the comment section below. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. See you in the next 4 or 5 hours from now. Good morning, and may the Lord God enlighten your day. Ciao, ciao.